Good morning and welcome. As we all know, this month is Heritage Month. That means we had to do something special, and although my guests might not be in the area, let alone the province, I think at the moment, we are still making this happen because the show must go on. Joining me on this laptop, we have David, and you are representing the duo that is Qadasi and Maqhinga. Did I say that right?
That's it. Hey, Zoe, yeah.
I'm so proud of myself. Thank you for joining us virtually.
It's awesome.
No, thanks so much for having me. Yeah, sorry we weren't able to do this in studio, but yeah, it's been a hectic few weeks. No, great to be part of it.
Well, that's great. I know that with everything slowing down because of COVID, it's nice to know that artists are actually traveling and working. It's very nice to hear. So that's great. Now, David, I think when I met you, now correct me if I'm wrong, I think it may have been White Mountain Festival some years ago.
I think
It was
that may have
probably
been
White Mountain, yes, yeah, and we'd seen you perform at Splashy Fen, but I think it was White Mountain.
When we actually got to talk and to meet backstage, I think it was, yes. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thanks to our mutual friend in the industry, Pedro, as we all love him madly. Absolutely. That's fantastic. And since then, obviously, so much has happened. We've all grown up. We were both youngsters at the time, practically children in the industry. So tell me, this Qadasi and Maqhinga, obviously you are David. How did that transition and that name, how did it come about? Obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of culture that goes into it. So educate me.
Yeah. So basically, Maqhinga and I are both from Impangeni, which is in the heart of Zululand, and Maqhinga's career developed in the mid-90s when he was given the opportunity to tour abroad with Ladysmith Black Mambazo, and that sort of kickstarted his career. So he's been going for quite a while in the industry, and I grew up in Impangeni and fell in love with the Zulu culture, the Zulu people, the music, and so on. Everything about these incredible people, you know, who lived around me. I just happened to grow up in the heart of Zululand and wanted to find out more about the history and the rest of it. And so I got into Maskandi music and started playing the guitar. I listened to the likes of Phuza Khemisi, Hashel Mhlophe, Mfazo Mnyama, Mqashi Ondlovu, all the Maskandi greats, and obviously the great Johnny Clegg, who was the pioneer of this fusion of traditional Zulu and Western folk music. And anyway, to cut a long story short, as a Maskandi artist, you have a praise poem, so izibongo zakho, and in my praise poem, one of my lines is which means I am the white guy, the Mlungu who eats traditional Zulu food. And now, so Qadasi is an old word for Mlungu, or white person. And when I first met Maqhinga in a studio in 2010, I gave him my praise poems, and he picked up on the Qadasi line, and that was the end of the David Jenkins stage name and the start of Qadasi, and that's how it all started.
That's fantastic, and that's why we have you here. I mean, the knowledge. I mean, I've known the name for ages, but not always known where it came from. That's phenomenal. Now, the reason I'm so grateful to have you here, especially, is because I know you guys travel overseas a lot. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we started touring together overseas in about 2013-14, when we went across the island as part of a huge project with the Department of Arts and Culture, and that sort of kickstarted our international career. Maqhinga, as I mentioned, had been touring on and off since the 90s, but as the Qadasi and Maqhinga duo, yeah, that started in about 2014, and then slowly we picked up and did more in Europe and Asia. And now we try and get to Europe, at least Europe, once a year. And then on the odd occasion, we have interesting gigs in Asia and elsewhere. But Europe, especially Germany at this stage, is where we're trying to create a or where we are slowly but surely creating a successful following. And it's just fantastic to be able to go abroad and promote traditional Zulu music, traditional South African music, and the fusion of Western folk and traditional music.
That's fantastic. I love that the interest that people outside of this country are having in some of our own South African culture. I mean, that's phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing. I'm so glad you guys are getting that support. Now, I know that I've seen some of the music videos that you sent through to me. There's quite a lot that you've done. Is there an album out or anything that you'd like to tell us about? Anything that's happening at the moment?
Yeah, so we released our our debut collaborative album in 2016. Maqhinga and I are essentially two solo artists, and we started working together about 7 years ago, and really focusing on the duo project, and eventually released an album in 2016. And then in 2019, end of 2019, so just before the pandemic hit, we released our second collaborative album, which is it was a huge project with a full band. And last year, one of the positives things that came out of the year was the fact that we won a SAMA award for Best Traditional Album, South African Music Award.
Well done.
And so thank you so much. And so we're very proud of that. And we continue to promote that album. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go on tour. We had to cancel our tour last year, and but we continue to try and push wherever we can and as much as possible. And luckily, the levels, things are opening up slowly, and we're starting to do more. And we continue to promote that. And that album is available online on all streaming platforms.
Perfect. I was actually just about to ask you that. Do you have any specific places you would like to direct people to find you, or if they want to make contact with you even?
Yeah, so we are on social media under Qadasi Music, Qadasi Music, and as I said, we're available on all the audio streaming sites, and all our details are on Facebook and on our website, qadasimusic.co.za, if you'd like to get in touch.
That's phenomenal. Thank you so much for doing this with me, David. I hope I get both of you actually in studio. It would be lovely if sometime in the future we could actually get you to do an in-studio live performance. But for the time being, we are going to be playing the show out with one of your music videos, so everyone can stick around and enjoy that. And again, thank you. I know you are so busy and you're so well traveled. I'm just so grateful to have you here with me, even if it is virtually. And I hope,
thank you so much, Zoe.
I hope I get to chat to you again soon. Well, you guys heard it. Go look for them, support your local music, and keep an eye on these guys. They're going to be going many places. They've already been many places, but I know they're going to keep going. And I will see you next time.